Welcome back, guys. Today we have an amazing episode planned out for you guys. It is May 28th, and today we have Timmy Morris here talking about envisioning your future. Timmy, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm excited.
You're excited?
I'm really excited. I've honestly been... I think this is awesome because, I listen to podcasts a lot, and, it's always something I want to do, so I'm excited.
That's great.
That's awesome. Nico, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling indubitably.
All right, man. So, really, we kind of start off podcast by giving a little bit of background. So, Timmy, me and you went to school maybe for like 3 years?
3 years?
We didn't really talk a lot.
Chino was high.
I knew of you, and you probably knew of me.
Yeah.
But we've never been like close. Like we never thought like, whoa, I'm gonna be on a podcast.
Exactly.
Guy,
Never.
Like,
honestly,
who
never.
thinks? Life works in weird ways, man.
It does.
It does work in weird ways. All right, so how crazy is it? You told me before this. You were telling me how you listened to Sam Bakhtiar's 1%er podcast, right?
1% podcast every day.
Every day.
So every day on the way to school, put the podcast on. He has really good people on it. Good entrepreneurs that have the right mindset, and who have helped me get the mindset that I have today. So I shout out to Sam, but I listen to it every day because podcasts really help with, having a good mindset and getting stuff done. So that's what we're going to cover.
Yeah, mindset is key. Mindset
is key. So how crazy is it that this guy you listen to every day, you're literally on a podcast. You're on a podcast with like people that are so close to him. Like the world is so small.
It's crazy. Yeah, small world for sure. Definitely. I'm glad that we're able to find a group to do this because not a lot of people do this. It's awesome.
This is fun. Yeah. All right. So I want to start off this podcast by talking about what exactly do you do? The audience wants to know, what do you do? What does Timmy Morris do?
What do I do? So I am the founder of a men's body care company called Vibe Body Care. Right here I got the pomade, which is our first product that we just launched. I think today marks 3 weeks of us being launched. In
3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Wow.
And we've sold over 90% of our inventory.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So it went a lot better than we thought. It doesn't always go how you think it's going to go. We thought that we were going to sell half of our inventory to barbershops, but then the coronavirus hits. We had to completely change our business plan going into it, and our selling and our marketing. We had to change it all, and it ended up working out good because
awesome.
Over 90%, and it was a little bit less than 2 weeks we were able to do it. So working on our next batch and next step and getting getting to where we want to be.
It's awesome to just hear how even though you started it before this whole quarantine hit, you adjusted to what came at you.
And that's what entrepreneurs do.
They always adjust.
Yeah, you got to be able to adjust, and it's never perfect.
It's never perfect. The road to success is always going to be bumpy.
Exactly.
And all you have to do is just adjust to it, right?
Exactly. Like we were talking about before, we were talking about how I got told no 50 times before I got told yes. Like, so I wanted to find a manufacturer to, make this pomade for me. Mm-hmm. So I went around asking companies all over the place, hey, can you do a small batch for me? Everybody told me no because their minimums are $5,000, $3,000, $10,000 depending on the company. But I heard a lot of no's before I heard yes, I can make your pomade. But we found a good company. We're working with a good manufacturer now, so we're excited for the future.
That's good to hear. And I feel like that's like the way that you overcame the no's is just awesome. Gary Vee loves to say this, and he just says you're gonna eat more crap. I'm gonna say it raw. You're gonna eat more shit than you enjoy it. Like Definitely. You're gonna hear more no's than yeses.
Oh yeah.
I like to say that a lot in this podcast because people our age at least, they don't like to hear no. A lot of people we know
they take it personally.
And you're gonna go back to the same you're gonna fail more than you're gonna succeed. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
You just gotta keep going until you do succeed. Just like how I heard so many no's before I heard a yes.
Yeah, your failures fuel your motivation.
Yeah, exactly. And you're gonna fail, however many times before you succeed. So.
So, Timmy, you graduated high school playing baseball, right? You played all 4 years, didn't you?
So I played baseball my whole life. So I've always been an entrepreneur, but, baseball was always, what I wanted to do and what I was focused on. But always doing little companies here and there, little side hustles. But, baseball is what I was doing.
So from a guy that went 4 years on varsity, right?
No, so I was on varsity for probably like 2.5 years.
You were on varsity, man. Who cares? You were on varsity.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't say that. So you were on varsity. what sparked like the entrepreneurial spirit in you? Like from a guy that just said, I want to play baseball. What made you say, I want to make my own company?
Being in the major leagues, MLB, was always my dream. And I always envisioned myself as being a baseball player. But I remember like when I was younger, you know, when you're young, you do stuff that you like. So when I was younger, I would like get a little suit on and like play office, like play business, literally, because I think I've always seen myself as just being, you know, a businessman, entrepreneur, and kind of like running my own show. So I feel like I've always had the entrepreneurial like spirit in me. But you know, I've started little companies here and there. Like I remember me and my business partner now, Jason, we used to start little companies like a gardening business around the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's
I remember we did a clothing company once. That was pretty cool. But yeah, just being an entrepreneur is just something I've always had in me.
What age did you start?
Honestly, so I started investing in stocks was the first thing I did, and I was 13 years old.
Oh,
I remember sitting in freshman math class in the beginning of the year, second period. I would sit in there literally because it's still the morning, and I'd be looking on my phone at the stock market. I was like literally 13 or 14 years old, but so it's always been in me for sure. Definitely.
That's so good to hear, man. A lot of people, I feel like they have to interpret that way of thinking.
Exactly.
Their lives.
Like even Gary Vee said, like, yeah, you like. Everybody is an entrepreneur, but like really not everybody is an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
So
it's so easy to label that.
Yeah,
Label yourself as that.
Exactly. But it's something I feel like being an entrepreneur is something you have in you, and I feel like I've always had it in me.
Of course, yeah. I mean, look, you're 19, right? You're 19, starting your own
19,
company.
Yeah.
Who does that? You know?
Yeah.
It's good to hear.
So why did you go into this line of business, like hair products? Like,
so
what made you do that?
Well, this all started. So it's 2020. This started back in I think the end of 2016, maybe 2017. So me and my business partner, we got a bunch of chemicals. Obviously, you know, my dad works in the industry, so he was able to get us some chemicals, and we brought it home into our garage, and we made a little batch. We got containers online, no labels, so it was just an all black container, and we filled like I think it was like 100 of them. We took them to school and sold all 100. Made like $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's when it started, and our name wasn't Vibe Body Care. Our name when we started back sophomore year was Vibe Hair Products. So
did you guys have it on the container, or was it just a black container?
Black container. That was just the name that we envisioned like for the future. Okay. So we ended up doing that, and we tried to move on with it. But you know, I was playing baseball. I think Kip was playing football at the time. So we kind of just let it slip. We never continued with it, even though I wish we did back then. But you know, the idea was always there. So I remember this started in January 2020. I remember I think late December, I was just looking around my room. Like I had all these products. I had, you know, pomade from Suavecito, and then I had like Dove shampoo, and then I had Old Spice deodorant. So I was like, I have all these different companies. Like I'm gonna try to do this, and I'm gonna put a name behind it and try to put it all into one. So that was really the goal going into this, and that still is the goal, is to kind of get all these products and, you know, put one name behind it.
So you would say you have a passion for this. This isn't just like a stepping stone to get where you want to go?
Yeah, this is definitely a passion, you know. It's something I've had in me since sophomore year. Like, we've been wanting to do this, so definitely.
That's awesome to hear. And it's so fun to hear about your, like, entrepreneurial mindset and how it's been with you for so long.
Yeah.
So you were telling us that you want to get into real estate, correct?
Oh, yeah. So I'm actually getting my real estate license right now. So when you get your real estate license, you have to do courses first, and you have to it's a long process. So I finished my 3-month courses. That was an everyday thing. You know, it's definitely hard work. It's not easy.
Is it online?
Anything that?
So, yeah, it's all online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you keep going.
So, anyways, I finished those courses, and you're supposed to send them into the real estate, the DRE, like the Department of Real Estate. So I sent them in. I'm just waiting. So it's a process, but I'm in the middle of getting my license right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get it. You're 19.
Yeah,
get it. Like,
exactly. And that's all I'm excited for. I think people should get into real estate definitely, because it's always gonna be there. And
yeah, most millionaires have been from real estate.
Like almost, I would say, I don't know the exact numbers, but a lot of very, very successful people either have or they are in real estate.
Yeah, like over 80%, maybe 85.
At least, I would say.
At least. That's like the bare minimum.
I don't know, I might have to double check that.
Because that's a lot of people like to invest in people or in stuff that they could touch. Like for example, you look at like cryptocurrency, like that's not, you can't touch that. But you know, you could touch a house, you could touch a building. So that's I feel like that's also something I kind of like my pomade right here I could touch like I kind of like that stuff and
and to be like a good real estate agent you have to be very well outspoken.
Exactly.
You have to know how to sell a house.
Exactly.
And that's like very critical when you're a real estate agent. You have to know how to talk to people. You have to know like what they like and like stuff like that.
I think that's in everything. Like I think sales is in everything. Like,
Even,
like meeting your girlfriend's dad. Like you're selling yourself to her dad. Like you want to be liked by him, so you're gonna try to sell yourself. You know.
Yeah, you can't be timid or like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey.
So
like
honestly, if you think about it, sales and everything. So if you're good at sales, honestly, you're gonna be good at life.
Yeah.
Honest, it's true. But that's also something I've learned. You know, just listening to podcasts, and we were talking about reading books.
Reading. I feel like reading is the best thing that you could possibly do.
The best thing you could do.
Yeah.
And I just started reading, and I feel like I've opened up to a whole new world like of knowledge. Just I'm getting for
just
free.
waiting for
or $6 for a book that I'm gonna be able to make however much money on in the future.
And it's just a couple pages. I feel like people look at a book and they're like, my God, that's so many words. That's so
or
many
nobody
words.
wants to take the time to read a book.
Yeah,
they're like,
you can make time.
Exactly, you can make time. That's the key thing.
That's another thing. So like we're gonna go back to I'm gonna use Sam Bakhtiar as another example. So he works, I think like 7 to whatever, but that he finds time to go to the gym before. So he wakes up at like 3 in the morning, goes to the gym at 4, works out from 4 to 6 or whatever, and then comes to work. So a lot of people are going to say, like, I'm too tired to go to the gym after a hard day of work. But there's people, if you want to get something done, like, you'll get it done. Like, he wakes up before work, before 3 in the morning.
Before the sun comes out.
Who wakes up at 3 in the morning? People that you got to have a
Determined.
drive.
He's driven.
You got to be driven. That's a lot of every successful person, I would say, is a really
You gotta
have
that
like
drive.
a routine and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. If we're being honest.
Once you get a routine,
do you have
it's
more
normal.
routine?
We kind of have a routine because we see each other every day, me, Nico, and Alex. So like our routine, I go to work, I come back, we have a meeting.
Where do you work?
I work for my dad at Total Life Changes in Monterey Park. I do some customer service, just something to like have like a money flow in. So I work, I come back, and then it's straight here. Like, I go home and I get to say hi to my dog for maybe 5 minutes, and I come here.
You come here in the morning?
Huh?
You guys come in like the morning-ish?
No, we come here like 5 or 6.
Yeah, like
because I start working at like 9.
Okay.
I start working at 9 and I'm out by like 4 or 5. So then I'm straight here. We work here, and most of the time we're off to the gym.
After that's just the gym.
Where do you guys work out? Self-made or
the camp?
You guys work the
My
camp?
parents own it.
Yeah, because his parents own it, so we work out there, and I feel like it's made a huge impact on our lives. Just because like
I want to come get some workouts in with you guys.
Fucking let's go after
I
this.
love working out.
Let's go after this.
Dude, you know how down I am. I'm so down.
I didn't bring clothes.
Huh?
Well,
I'll work on jeans.
I'll go on the way home. I'll just stop. And
Yeah, we'll do that. No, we'll definitely get a workout in 100%.
All right.
Yeah.
Always gotta get a workout.
Always.
Yeah, always.
I feel like fitness is like also a huge part of like becoming
100%.
successful.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like working out and fitness it teaches it kind of like teaches your
Discipline.
mind. Yeah, exactly. Discipline. Exactly. It gives you a lot of discipline.
It boosts your confidence.
Exactly.
And honestly, like
Boost
you
your
look at
confidence.
a lot of successful people are pretty ripped up. Like,
Like you have to like sell yourself. Like I said earlier, you have to sell
Sell
yourself.
yourself.
And I feel like also fitness ties into trying to be the best version of yourself. And that's kind of what I'm living by is I want to be the best version of myself. Like whether it's in fitness, in business, I tried to be I thought I was the best version of myself in baseball. Like that's my goal for everything that I do is to be the best version that I could, possibly be.
Yeah.
I feel it's
That's
powerful,
important.
even though you're not like the best person. In your mind, you are
For sure.
because you know all the work that you put in to do this.
Mindset is everything for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you can think like I'm the Michael Jordan of this team, but you're just a bench warmer.
But exactly.
But like
your
to
mindset
you,
Yeah.
it makes you feel so good about yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels like you're contributing. And even though it's like we keep using the word think, it's like it's still like fulfilling yourself. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
it's making you feel successful in a way.
Yeah.
And then even like so you do work hard and then you get to the top. You that doesn't mean just because you're at the top you stop.
Yeah. You
Like
continue
you're
to
wearing
grow.
a Kobe shirt. Like Kobe didn't stop working hard when he
Never.
was the best in the
We
world.
never stopped working.
Yeah.
Never stopped working.
You have to continue to grow.
Yeah.
Unless then you're not the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
So I have a question. Are you selling directly to consumers or do you have like distribution points? Are you like, I don't know, selling out like Walmart or something? I don't know.
So that's obviously the goal. So for this, like I said, for this batch of pomade that we did, we wanted to go 50-50. So 50 in barbershops because every barbershop you go to,
Yeah.
There's always
Yeah,
pomade.
pomade.
There's always
Always.
something for your
people
hair.
always, and I honestly think this is the best smelling product that I've ever used. Like that's saying that honestly, I'm the owner of it.
Yeah.
My body care. Yeah, we'll definitely have Nico try it out because he could do it. We'll definitely have him try it out and we'll smell his hair maybe one
Why
of these days.
me?
Yeah. So like I was saying, I was trying to get into barbershops, and that couldn't work. So once the coronavirus is over and once this gets passed, the goal is definitely to start, distributing into, obviously like Target's the goal and things like that. But there's never, it's never impossible. So
Never.
I'm gonna try to get into as many stores as I can and just try to get it out there as much as I can.
Yeah, and I feel like it's so powerful to me how you're just like here, and even though you're not big yet, you're like, I'm gonna be in Walmart. I'm gonna be selling gear. I'm gonna be selling. You have goals. Like 100%. You have an end game for your company. And I feel like a lot of people who like go into stuff like this, like entrepreneurial stuff, they don't think like that.
Yeah,
they don't.
Another thing that I feel like is important that also helped me be able to sell 90% in less than 2 weeks is that I feel like we had a plan behind it. So like a lot of companies, let's just say somebody starts a company and gets, let's just say whatever, a pomade company, and they just have the pomade. They don't have a plan for anything. It's just we want to sell it. So you need to have a plan for, I'm gonna market on Instagram, and I'm gonna you have to. It's definitely like a stepping stone thing, but yeah, you gotta have a plan behind anything that you do for sure.
How did you market your pomade?
So we did a lot of like cool. I used a lot of like cool backgrounds for the pictures, and we marketed on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
And I think Facebook did better than Instagram, as far as advertising.
Yeah.
But just Facebook, Instagram ads. Me and Alex are gonna work on some videos for Instagram.
That's my camera guy, bro.
TikTok.
Yeah, bro.
That's our camera guy, bro. I'm kidding. So that's awesome. I feel like social media now it's like the biggest
it's
marketing tool.
There's so much opportunity.
Exactly. And the goal is to have athletes and influencers or whatever to market it eventually. But it's definitely a stepping stone. You can't you don't just start and get whoever to market your product.
Exactly. So I had a quick question. It was where did you get the money to like start this? I mean, you're 19, right? And
so like I said, I have a business partner. So we go 50-50 on everything that we do. So like getting started, obviously it wasn't cheap, but we both have, so I had an internship at the time, which I was getting paid for. He has a job. So we really just said, we're getting all this money, but we're not going to spend on anything. We're going to put 100% of this, of our income that we're making, and we're going to put it all into getting this started, right? So that's a risk that we took. Like, I remember, I'm getting paid, but I don't have money to spend,
Like, as much as you want to buy these shoes,
exactly, or you want to go to this restaurant or whatever,
you're thinking honestly, in the future.
Exactly. Like, I would rather starve now and be in a mansion in, however
5 years,
yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Why does it have to be big?
Exactly.
Number?
I'm not saying I'm starving, but I'm just saying that that's how you got to have the mindset that you will literally starve, for in the future for yourself to be successful.
And on top of everything, it's like you have like such high hopes for this. Like this is your passion, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is like my baby now.
Exactly. That's what all entrepreneurs like to say. Exactly. They say when they have something that's theirs, it's their baby.
Exactly. So. Hopefully I could grow this baby into a big adult one day, but
into a 7'1" point guard.
Exactly. But you can't start as a little baby and then just overnight turn into.
Yeah, it takes time.
It takes time. It takes so much time.
You gotta
care for
teenager. It goes. But
baby steps. That's the baby thing.
Exactly. Exactly. So right now we're just crawling. We're trying to start walking, but hopefully on this next
it's gonna get there, man. This is gonna be good.
That's
gonna be awesome.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Awesome. We've gotten all good reviews, and everybody so far has loved it, which is another reason I'm very thankful to get have such a great manufacturer and great people behind it that we're able to.
So what type of obstacles have you encountered, and how have you overcome them?
That's the number one thing. Like, I got told no so many times. Like, even on these containers. Finding these containers was literally like, honestly, a week and a half long process.
Wow.
Because I had to go. I looked for every container company or manufacturer in the area, and everybody has black, but nobody has matte black. But I knew exactly.
And the matte black's sick, man.
Exactly, and I knew exactly what I wanted, and it was the matte black with the nice smell, with the baby blue. And so it took me a while, and I ran into a lot of obstacles before I was able to get the pomade made and get it out there. Like I said, I started this in January, and we didn't get the pomade released until 3 weeks ago today. So think about how long that took, and how many times I got told no, how many obstacles I had to overcome, and that's, I feel like, honestly, not 99% of the people aren't gonna do that. Because I had a vision and I knew that I wanted to look just like this, but then I had to put things together to get it to look like this. So I heard no a lot for sure.
But what was the underlying factor behind all those no's that made you keep going? That made you just say,
Did it fuel
I don't
you?
care. Like, I don't care if you don't like my idea.
Yeah,
I know
no,
someone's gonna
That's
like
the
it.
thing. Like my dad told me, in business you're gonna run into three assholes a day. Like, it's just it's something you got to deal with. So I definitely, when I got told no, there was definitely some rude people. People are a lot of people aren't nice, but I feel like I have a vision for this behind this brand. Right now people just see it as a little pomade company, but that's not what I see it as. I see it, there's a future for it, and I feel like, and when you're the owner of a company, you have to think like that.
Yeah, you have
of course.
to. Like,
of
if
course.
you even have like one little doubt in you, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nothing's gonna happen.
If you have a plan B, then what?
Why- yeah.
There's no reason for a plan B.
Exactly.
You should only have a plan A.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the only.
This is plan A.
Yeah,
And if
this
plan
is
A fails, then it's plan B.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You don't work
one
on both.
plan at a time. It's
Yeah.
not we're gonna do half or 75% plan A and then 25%
Yeah.
plan B just in case.
It's just a waste.
If you have a just in case in you, then you already know it's not gonna work.
Yeah, and then you feel like when you have that plan B, you're just like, man, if I mess up here, I just got plan B.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you just feel like you have something
You don't
waiting
hold
for
yourself
you.
But
accountable.
when you just have plan A, there's no messing up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you're so
There's-
motivated to be like, I
Exactly.
need to get this done.
Exactly.
Yeah, you hold yourself accountable.
Exactly.
So you were telling us, man, that there's 2 people behind this company.
Yeah, so Jason Kipp he's my partner. We're 50-50. And then also, so we got into it back when sophomore year, like I was saying. So my dad works in the industry, and he got all these chemicals that he works with. So I was like, Dad, like, why don't we make something?
Yeah.
Bring it home. Like you work with it. Let's bring it home. You sell it. So he brought it home. We made it in the garage, and that's how it all started. But anyways, so that's really the core behind it. It's us 3, and then we do have, I have a couple of people I'm talking to, a couple investors for the future, but yeah, it's gonna be, the team it'll grow, but as of right now,
So as of right now, it's just you 2?
it's us 2, and then we have a couple people helping out with sales and stuff, but really the core is just us 2.
That's awesome. I feel like,
But we're looking for an investor to bring on.
I feel like every good company has to start with a small core.
Yeah.
Because the smaller amount of people, the more trust there is.
Exactly.
For example, me,
And
Nico, and
us
Alex,
3.
That's
we
huge.
trust each other with everything.
Childhood
You and
friends.
Jason Kipp, I bet you guys trust each other with each other's lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And trust is everything, for sure.
And especially
sure.
in business.
Especially in business, like
'Cause you get fucked over.
100%.
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, there's people out there. The world's a cruel place.
Yeah.
The world is
Yeah.
a cruel place. And if you're
will
like,
not
I want to make a quick buck, so let's start a company, and you just go out and find some random people, you don't know anything
Yeah.
about that
Yeah,
person,
they
and you
could
don't
be
know
like-
what he can do to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I'm gonna, like, let's just say if I'm ready to hire people, it would definitely probably start out with like family and or like really close friends that I feel like have the right mindset, obviously. But I wouldn't honestly. But like hiring a random person into your business is like bringing a random person almost into your house,
Yeah.
into your home.
Yeah.
So you really have to have that trust in the person, and because they're accountable for a lot, and also they get paid before you do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
So you gotta really be careful with that stuff.
So you were saying, you started talking about. I heard the key words that popped out of that little response was mindset and friends. So how important, or before I ask that question, who is in your like little group of friends?
Well, honestly, I've had the same group of friends for a while. I've always been hanging out with my teammates. Like I said, always been an athlete, but I don't really, I hang out with obviously, my business partner Jason. I have mentors who I try to talk to as much as I can. So I would say 3 main mentors that I talk to who help me with every decision that I've made so far, and I feel like that's very important for the audience. Is you need to have mentors, but you need to have somebody that's played the game and tell you on level 1 you need to do this, and so that's very important.
They're like cheat sheets.
Exactly.
Like mentors are cheat sheets.
It's like a coach.
Yeah.
It's literally like a coach. So that's something else that I feel like you need to have surrounded around you is people who help you along the way, on your path to success. Who there's obstacles that you need to get over, and they're gonna tell you, you need to jump over this one.
They're gonna be brutally honest with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like I like to say this a lot, probably on like one of the every other episode. people you surround yourself with are the biggest thing that you
Biggest
guys have fixed.
influence.
It's
Yeah.
100%. It's what changes a person.
Yeah.
It will. You surround yourself with people who are more successful than you and who are smarter than you. It will change it. Like if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're doing something wrong.
I love that.
that's the
truth.
I love that.
It's the truth.
It's the truth, and people don't like to hear it. People like to hear, I'm freaking friends with all these crackheads.
Exactly.
And like,
All
I'm
these potheads.
I'm having so much fun drinking and smoking weed.
Exactly.
When in reality, what are they gonna do when they're 21?
Yeah.
Like at this point, if I had the option, to go to a party or to stay at home, and work and grow my business, I'm 100%.
Yeah.
10 out of 10
Work.
times I'm staying home.
And the thing that changed there is like it's not hard. It's just changing your mindset.
Exactly. And I feel like I've changed my mindset so much because honestly, a year ago today, you asked me that question, I'm probably going with the party.
Yeah, you're going to a party.
But
like
now that
Yes.
I have this, and I'm in like kind of a real life and trying to grow something and trying to be successful. My mindset is it's changed completely.
because there's more responsibilities and all this stuff.
Exactly.
Like I'm not saying that I would rather stay home than party. Like
people have fun.
I swear to God,
Yeah.
that's actually I would rather stay home. Like
Yeah.
I don't care. Like that's another thing. People need to kind of think about what they want in life. Are you gonna go to a party and drink and do drugs?
Do
or
lines of
whatever?
cocaine,
Yeah,
like
Yeah, like
stuff like
people
that.
act so
Exactly.
different around their friends. Like it's crazy. Like you'll act out like maybe out of character or something. Like just like me. Like
yeah.
Like,
'Cause
I've
the
had that
people you
experience.
used to hang out with were absolute idiots. They were idiots. I'm about to say that. I hope everyone's
Sorry if
watching.
you're watching
'cause they're
this,
all
guys.
idiots. And like, you just become a reflection of who you hang out with.
Exactly.
So I feel like
Who you hang out with is literally who you are.
exactly. And like my people, boom. They're
So
both
that's
in
why
this room.
a lot of people in the audience should look at themselves and be like, well, who are the last people I hung out with?
Exactly. They should
And then-
reflect on
so
themselves.
look at them and ask yourself what you think about that person.
Uh-huh.
Like,
So-
do I want to be like that person?
Yeah.
No, obviously, right?
Exactly. So as you're watching this video, I want you to pause it right now and just think about who you hung out with and tell me, or not even tell me, tell yourself.
Are they losers? No.
Yeah, are they not just that, but how do they benefit you in your everyday life? Like how are they going to help you from now to 5 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the things that people don't look at. Like are people our age? They're all
Do they have a
And
plan?
that's what I've honestly have kind of noticed reading books is it's opened that up to me so much. Like I really need, I'm honestly, like I was saying, we should start doing this like weekly, like getting people that have the same mindset into a same place and just work
and help the youth.
just
Yeah.
work.
'Cause that's
Or
what the
just
point of it.
brainstorm.
We
and
work
talk about ideas.
We
or-
work, but we work to make life easier for the viewers.
exactly.
We work to
Exactly.
crunch all of our
Yeah.
knowledge in like 25 to 30 minutes for the viewers.
Exactly.
Because we don't just want to see us being successful. We want to see everyone be successful. I feel like that's what drives us every day to like do stuff like this. I feel like you do your pomade to help people look better with their hair.
Exactly.
To help people feel better about
Solving a
themselves.
problem, right?
Exactly. It's
It's
solving
helping
a
people
problem.
Problem.
smell better because
Exactly.
the stuff smells good.
Yeah. And then us, this podcast is helping people just like to think differently. So I feel like it's all just like people already just have to wake up. And I feel like they should wake up earlier than later.
Exactly.
Because if you
Yeah.
wake up later, if you wake
gonna
up when
be-
you're 22,
And that's why
It's gonna be harder.
if you wake up when you're 22, you're working a 9 to 5. You don't know what to do. But like right now, if you wake up, you can start working a 9
You're
to
still at
5.
home.
You can start working
You know?
a 9 to
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Make that money and then invest it into stuff. It doesn't have to
Exactly.
be like businesses or houses, but
It could be something small, yeah.
It has to be something,
Doing
just something that
something
can
better
make
than
you
nothing,
money.
man.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear, man. I'm so thankful for you to hop on this show with us. This is awesome. I'm super impressed with what you're doing. I mean,
Thank you, man.
From
Yeah.
Timmy, I knew
appreciate that.
in my like sophomore year, that party animal that fucking
Exactly.
played baseball all the time. I mean, I would have
Exactly.
never thought. Like you just
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
switch
Yeah.
everything. So before we end this podcast, we like to ask our guests if you had one message to leave to the youth we have today watching, what would it be?
Honestly, I think the number one thing that that people should really, live by is to never give up. Because back to to getting told no 100 times before you get told yes, or people think about I'm gonna start this business and they never start it. So I feel like when you say you're gonna do something, you really put your mind to it. You can't give up until you literally can't anymore. Like
Yeah.
you're running a marathon and you literally cannot finish. That's when you can say, okay, maybe this business failed and move on to the next one, move on to plan B or whatever. But until you fall down and you can't run anymore, I feel like you should work on plan A. So I think that's the number one thing that I want people to take away from this podcast and from what I'm saying is never give up and, always finish or, reach your goals.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Always. So do you have any last remarks you want to say, Nico?
I was just wondering, like, how much planning did this, like, your pomade company take? Like, did you always have this, like, in mind, or was just something that came up out of the blue?
We got the logo probably 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
We got the labels made probably 5 months ago. So it was a long process, but planning, it started sophomore year. It started back in 2017, 2016. That's when really the idea of starting a men's body care company began. But we didn't take action until now. So a lot of planning went into it, and a lot of planning is going into our future. Breaking down things and goals and what we want to accomplish. So
it's very hard getting an idea just off the ground.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's very hard,
and
very
it's crazy.
tedious.
Like I literally designed this on my computer, like all of this, and now it's out for the public. Like people can buy it. It's crazy.
I feel like people when they're like, I have to make my own logo, they're like, I give up. Like that's
exactly.
They hire somebody.
I have no idea how to do this.
Exactly.
But did you have any prior knowledge of Photoshop with that?
Oh no, I had nothing. So I literally I just had a designer make my logo up top. And then everything else I did on my own. Literally on my computer, just designed the whole thing. We have a new product coming out for our next launch, and that is completely designed by me. So,
congrats!
I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this next product,
awesome.
And it's coming soon.
Yeah, and just stuff like that. It just comes to show that we have amazing tools now that we can use.
Yeah.
You didn't know anything, but you probably hopped on YouTube, watched a 5 to 10 minute video, and then made your logo.
In these past 2-3 weeks that I've had my website up and selling pomade, I've learned so much.
Yeah.
Like insane amount just from the experience and doing it and the process of doing it. I've learned a ridiculous amount.
And before this, I bet you've never had your own website.
Oh yeah,
your own product.
Never.
So it's always good to step out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Be uncomfortable. Are you comfortable with the space you're in right now?
It's okay to be uncomfortable, and if you're not uncomfortable, then honestly you're not going towards the right
then you're doing something wrong.
Exactly.
Because you always have to be uncomfortable. That's the key thing in entrepreneur.
Under pressure.
Entrepreneur.
That big
There's
word.
no diamond with pressure.
Exactly.
All right, guys. So we're gonna finish off this video today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all the support you guys have given us thus far. I want to thank Timmy for coming today. I want to thank him so much from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah,
because
we appreciate it.
This was a fun interview.
Yeah.
I had fun making this interview.
Yeah, this was really
I had fun making this interview.
Let's do this again for sure.
100%.
Yeah,
we'll make a 1 year. Like we're
year,
do it
Yeah,
1
exactly.
year thing. See where Timmy's gonna be at in a year. So I just want to thank everyone again for tuning in. Thank you for watching our video on how to envision your future. Never forget to have that creativeness and that drive to just always succeed. Thank you guys so much. Follow
1 year, we'll be back.
In 1 year.
1 year, we'll see where we're at in 1 year. We'll be back.
So thank you guys so much. Please follow our Instagram, follow our Facebook, follow our Twitter, our TikTok, subscribe to our YouTube, and just get ready for more episodes. Next week's going to be a big one. Next week we're ending the series.
Yeah, ending the series.
Yeah, we're ending the series. Like and comment. Thank you guys so much.
Be ready for that
Have an
finale.
amazing day.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Timmy.
Thank you.
Thank you.